Brussels is weighing plans to use 170 billion euros of Russia's frozen assets to fund reparation loans for Ukraine, a move that could reshape Kyiv's finances but risk a major clash with Moscow. Head of Sputnik International, Dmitry Simes Jr. warns the plan could do more harm than good, pushing both sides further from the negotiating table.
If the Europeans go ahead with this, then that would be the equivalent of economic suicide, right? Because the majority of Russian frozen assets in Europe are stored in this organization called Euroclear, which is Europe's largest clearing and settlement organization, right? So there's about 170 billion, $200 billion dollars worth of Russian assets. Whereas Euroclear has $40 trillion worth of assets worldwide. Now, this is where things get interesting, because Euroclear has offices all around the world. So if they were to freeze Russian assets and illegally confiscate them, then Russia could sue Euroclear in, let's say, Beijing and the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain to recover these stolen assets and maybe get some additional damage. And if that were to happen, and there's a very good chance that Euroclear would, for example, lose a lawsuit in Hong Kong or lose a lawsuit in Beijing, in that case, the entire Euroclear system comes crumbling down, because that'll give Russia an opportunity not just to recover its assets, but to seize Euroclear assets from all over the world, and that will be a massive reputational blow to Euroclear.
Dmitry also weighed in on why such action is being considered now.
They don't have the economic ability to keep up a full-blown hybrid proxy war against Russia, because despite 25,000 sanctions, Russian factories produce far more ammunition and drones than all of NATO combined. And when you look at the economic dynamic, Russian industry is getting stronger, while German and European industry is getting weaker. And Russia has far more financial room to do deficit spending, to increase government spending, borrowing, whereas Europeans have far higher debt.
He warned how the plan could derail ongoing peace efforts.
Russian officials have repeatedly said that they're operating under the assumption that the West will never return these quote-unquote frozen assets. So by confiscating them and giving them to the Ukrainians, that won't change Russia's political calculus, because no matter what, Russia is committed to victory in Ukraine. It views this as an existential security issue. There's not going to be any compromise on that. What it will do is that it will give Russia even less incentive to make any sort of compromises or concessions to Ukraine and its Western puppet masters. Because theoretically, what the Ukrainians and their Western puppet masters could have done is come and say that, look, we want a big peace settlement, and as part of this larger peace settlement, we're willing to return these frozen assets. And that could have been, you know, a sweetener to any potential deal. But basically, if the Europeans do that, they'll get rid of the few leverage that they still have left. And they'll once again show Russia that these people don't play by the rules, that they're unreliable, and that they need to be knocked out.